Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Pop Off the Clock. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Yoseline. Thanks for joining us once again on this week. I think we should applaud ourselves for just being so consistent now.
Oh, yeah.
We've been on a roll.
We've been on a consistency roll. Despite us having really hectic schedules, we've just tried to make it a priority to try to give you guys an episode every week, whether there's a lot of topics or very little. I know this week was kind of quiet, but that just makes it seem that something is going to happen either Friday or in the week to come. But, you know, we continue to follow this pop star, or is he still considered a pop? This pop star who is, you know, I don't know. I can't even describe the behavior over social media, but it's concerning. And there's just more rumors as to why that behavior, why it's being amplified in the media. So we're going to go over everything Justin Bieber for you guys.
Justin Bieber. We're also, you know, Bachelor Nation kind of got into the headlines this week. You know, it was about time that it was some juiciness. Miss Gabby Windey is responding back to bully allegations against, I don't even know his last name.
Echard?
It's Clayton. He was the Bachelor when she was in the season. There's just been some back and forth combos between them, and we're gonna dive deep into that little, you know,
that little tiff
that he thought was gonna be his chance to get the people behind him. It
didn't really work. And we continue to follow the developments. This is our latest developments, guys, just in with the whole Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni. We are hearing from somebody, I don't know if this is the first time we're hearing somebody from the actual cast and set as to all of these allegations and all the claims being made back and forth. So
he's basically poking a hole at one of the scenarios Blake Lively said created an uncomfortable working situation.
Exactly. But before we get into all those juicy topics and all our headlines, let's check in with Yos to see how her life has been unfolding every day.
Every day. You know, it's been a lot. This week, I feel like I did something. Was this the week you were out of town, or was that like 2 weekends ago?
That was 2 weeks ago.
See, I have no idea what I did this week.
We had the golf thing.
So actually, yes, I had a very busy Saturday. We had a golf charity event, which we just hung around a golf hole for work. And then right after, I had a lunch with a group of professors that were in Laredo from Texas A&M.
Really?
Journalism professors who kind of wanted to know what should kids be learning in college as they are approaching their graduation and get into the real world. My very important input on where the journalism field is going and what is my take. Obviously, they brought in, there was a group of students, they didn't have lunch with us, but they were in Laredo covering stories. Actually, we're covering the story you did, the ethylene oxide.
Oh, really? Cool.
So it was, I guess it's a pilot program that they're trying to do every semester to cover the border.
Nice.
And I got to.
Love that for you.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was fun. And then right after, I don't think I did anything. I know we ended up going to a friend's house. Chloe and I went to Dee Dee's house this weekend to eat. We just cooked out. Like that's basically, and then White Lotus.
White Lotus. We'll get into White Lotus and our thoughts.
That, I've had a busy week. I feel like it's going by so fast but so slow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday went by so slow. Tuesday, I'm like, wait, let's slow down. I still have the things finished because I am heading out of town this weekend for an award show. So.
Yes, that's true. How fun.
Yes. Wish us luck. Hopefully we win. Chonguitos.
Yay. I know, when I was told about that, I was like, how cool. I've always wanted to go to an award show.
Oh.
Well, I really don't want it. I don't want to go that bad, but like how fun, like to go to an award show.
I don't think it's like
not like Emmys and like all that stuff, but still cool.
I don't think it's as formal as like the Emmys. I think it's a little more cocktail casual.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just a conference room with like a speaker or something. But
yeah, but still cool.
It's fun. It's my first one, so and I get to go to Austin on the company card. So
yay!
Which I will not be using.
Oh,
so it's like
buy me something nice.
But no, I haven't been in Austin in a while. So what a great reason to go be in Austin. What is their saying? Keep Austin weird.
Yes, I think so.
I haven't been there. So. I'm excited. I hope I have good weather. I don't think I will. I think it's gonna be hot.
It's just going to start getting hot from here on out.
So I'll let you guys know next week if I am a loser or a winner.
But you're always a winner in our eyes.
Thank you. How was your weekend? Or weekend?
My weekend, I don't think I did a whole lot, just, you know, the usual this and that. But this week, I'm actually really excited. I have my new segment that's going to air this weekend, and I've been like just pouring all my energy and like to just make it how I envisioned it to be. And I feel like I accomplished that, and I actually wanted to cry from how excited I was.
Yeah, it's super good. I texted Joe.
Oh, really?
I said it's so good.
Really?
He's like, awesome. I'm like, no, you don't get it. It's really good. Yeah, I got to see it already.
I stayed like late for work yesterday just because, you know, it's really rare that I like really like am super all in with something, but when I just love to edit stuff, so I was like having the time of my life, and like when I finally saw it, I was like, wow, this is exceeds my expectations of the things I can do. So I'm really excited about that. I feel like that just kind of motivates me with work again, like to just have something new to like put your energy towards. So I'm really excited for the airing of that. And yeah, I've just been planning trips with my friends, but still trying to like work at the same time. It's just been a hectic week, but
busy woman.
Yeah, busy woman is my life. But this weekend I'm just excited to chill, watch Black Mirror, because I heard the new season's coming out. So
you know, I only like watched one episode, and it was the one that Miley Cyrus was in.
Okay.
And I've never got
that one. Was not the best episode.
No, it wasn't. It was not. I'm like, this isn't scary, and then I kind of started seeing it. I'm like, never mind.
No, it's such a good show. So I'm excited to just chill this weekend.
I actually started watching. I watch this every year. The Formula One. Docu-series on Netflix. It starts on the first weekend of the new season. Like, F1 basically starts every March. And the Netflix show comes out the weekend the season starts. But it's the behind the scenes of last year.
How many seasons do they have?
It's season 7 right now. Wow. And it's so good.
My dad just started getting into it, and he was like, you should watch this. And I was like,
very much
I've heard
drama.
good things.
It's so drama.
Oh, nice.
Because like there's obviously rivalries between every company that has a car out there, and they're foreigners, like Europeans, so you know they publicly talk bad about each other. But then there's also competition within the team, because each company has driver 1 and driver 2, and you're competing with your own coworker to be seat 1 and seat 2.
Oh, okay.
And you're competing because it's all mathematical too, where you're in the race, and sometimes your boss is like, you need to pull back and let your coworker win, because as a team it helps us point wise, but you're kind of like, I want this to be a personal win.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like also the trading, like the sports trading, like 1 minute someone's like, I'm not re-signing, or they get dumped from their group, and then you have engineers that can't make their cars fast, and then there's people that try to cheat and like add little things to their car. It's pretty good.
People are obsessed with that, and I think I tried watching one episode, but it takes me a while to get into things.
You have to kind of know the characters, and you're just kind of like, you know. Like this season, I think I only watched 2 episodes. The main guy for the Red Bull, he's married to Ginger Spice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ginger Spice, and there's allegations that come out against him, like inappropriate behavior.
Wow.
Like 2 days before. The allegations came in a whole month before the season started. There was an internal investigation, and then they dismissed the allegations against him. And then private messages between him and this female employee, were leaked to the media. This person, whoever sent the leaks to the text, sent it to every president of every car thing and to the media. And like, you know, whether they're real or not, the next day, like Ginger Spice is like, holding his hand, walking down like the car track. It's just like, and I'm like, you know.
Damn.
But see, there's good stuff. So your wife and your husband, anyone could watch this. There's a little bit of everything.
I guess you need to get into it.
Yeah, you'll build up to this season 7. But
something to keep an eye on.
I'll try to find time to watch all that. But we got some
headlines.
We got some headlines to get into.
Not a lot, but that's good because
we'll make it an easy weekend for you guys. You guys won't have to hear
an easy listen.
An easy listen. Okay, so we're starting off with more pictures coming out of one very highly anticipated film, at least for me. We have Tom Holland. He's getting into character on the set of The Odyssey. This week, Holland was photographed in Italy wearing a full costume alongside actor Ryan Hurst on the set of Christopher Nolan's upcoming movie based on the ancient Greek epic attributed to the poet Homer. So I believe we don't know who the characters are except for Matt Damon, right?
I think they released a list, but I'm not too sure.
I feel like we know Matt Damon's Odysseus.
Yes. I think we did learn them. I'm not sure, though.
Okay.
I forgot.
I feel like I would, maybe.
I'm not sure if I sent it to you a long time ago, though, because I think it was just one of those random things that people post with no actual context.
Again, this is such an epic movie. Great A-list casting. We have Zendaya, we have Matt Damon, we have Tom Holland, we have, I can't even tell you, can't remember, but it is just, you could tell that they are scheduling the filming to like fit people's schedules.
Oh yeah, because I know that, well, Anne Hathaway, which is one of the things, just finished Verity, and I believe she's already
on her way over
probably
there.
on her way over there.
Right now, she's
on the boat right now.
But yeah, that is so cool to see as someone that loves that story and is obsessed with that.
I'm so excited to see it like come to life. I just feel like if it's being shot out there. Oh no, I guess we don't really officially know. Yeah, except for Matt Damon.
Right. Yeah, I think it's obvious. But speaking of Anne Hathaway, I know you brought her up right now. She's giving a little tease to fans as she posts on social media. She shares that production of the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's Verity has wrapped. She is playing the character of Verity Crawford, a famous author who becomes incapacitated after a mysterious accident, with the movie set to be released on May 15th, 2026. So we have
2026. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's kind of
26. So we have a full year, and as you mentioned, she's heading on to a new movie. I think that was very much on purpose of her, just like all done. Hopefully, she doesn't get the Colleen Hoover curse on her, because so far these.
I feel like with this cast, hopefully not. I don't feel like there's a Blake Lively in there. You never know, though.
You never know, but
you never know.
Yeah. We're also getting now a sneak peek into Netflix's next project. For all you Pride and Prejudice fans, listen up. The series has found its Elizabeth Bennet and Mrs. Bennet and Emma Corrin and Olivia Colman, respectively. They join Slow Horses star Jack Lowden, who has already been cast as Mr. Darcy. This is being reported by Variety. And
I don't know.
Are you a
I love Pride and Prejudice. My favorite one is the Keira Knightley one. That's one of my favorite movies. I don't know how I feel. I know Emma Corrin is like a great actress, so I think that she can do it, obviously. What's her name again? Olivia Colman is great. A lot of people, I don't know the guy who's going to play Mr. Darcy, but I was reading the comments and people didn't seem happy about it. They're like, he's a good actor, but we don't know if he could be
he can't give us
Mr. Darcy. But I don't know. I feel like we're just gonna have to wait and see with that one. I hope that they are able to live up to Keira Knightley and what was his name? He came out in Succession, but yeah, I loved them.
Yeah. I have never seen it, and I'll tell you why.
You've never seen the?
I want to read the book.
Why?
I know. I want to read the book. I actually bought the book last year, and I have yet to see it or read it. And I just want to be like, you know what? Let me read it and then treat myself to this movie. And
you've never seen it?
I mean, I feel like with all the clips and all the hype around it.
Me and my family were obsessed with it. We would watch it all of the time. I'm not kidding, like multiple times. My dad loves that movie. It's just like a family watch. I don't know why that movie specifically,
so cute.
But I knew like all the words to I knew like the script by heart at one point. I was so obsessed with it, but yeah.
I would have never thought Miss Brenda Camacho is literate.
Yeah, literate. Yes, I am literate.
She's so literate. She's so literature. Moving on to a story we've been following, Miss Sydney Sweeney and her ex-fiancé, Jonathan Davino, are remaining in touch after calling off their wedding. A source close to the housemate actress tells people that she spent time with Davina over the weekend, which there are pictures online of them going out to lunch.
Looks like a girl who does not want to be seen with her ex.
And I'm like, if you don't want to be seen, why aren't you inside the restaurant? You're like, ma'am, I do not do patio seating. Put me inside. This source tells people this wasn't just a relationship. This was two people living together and planning a future. Says the source. They still have things to figure out. The source adds, Sydney's mind is very much on work, though. She's doing well, which just makes me think, like, let her figure it out, but it's still over. Like, it's still over.
Yeah,
she's just
like,
focusing on
not
work.
Gonna happen
And I'm
any
just kinda
further.
Like, duh.
Well, yeah, they were together for, was it a decade? I don't know how
like
old
7 or 8
is.
years.
Okay, yeah, 7, 8. Yeah, I can still see how it's like. And didn't they have a business together too?
Yeah, they have a production company
together.
together.
So I'm like, kind of hard to like just be like, all right, bye.
They're probably
see
just
you later.
meeting about a new project or how they're going to split their. I don't think he'd let go of that too easily.
Oh no.
Yikes.
I don't know. That's hard.
That is hard. Other couple
Moving
news.
on.
We have, they'll figure it out. They'll figure
It's not
out
our problem.
Brooks Nader and Gleb Chavon. I can't say it.
Let me
Is
see
it Chavenko?
Where is it?
Chavenshka?
Oh,
Gleb Chavon.
Savenshki. Savenshka.
Go.
Savenshka.
So,
I feel like
broke
I've
up.
heard it.
Gleb and Brooks have broken up. Yes, the infamous Dancing with the Stars couple. A source told People that Brooks ended the relationship after suspecting Gleb of cheating. Gleb reportedly learned of the breakup through news outlets. The couple had been together for 7 months after meeting on Dancing with the Stars. And you never know.
Not shocking.
Not shocking. I can't believe he's like 40-something and she's like 27. I'm surprised she's not the one. Not that I'm like, oh, she seems like a cheater, but she's the young one that has probably so much like baggage, you know? Like
Yeah,
people are
but,
probably
like-
drooling over her. I mean, he's good looking, but I think
girls
she
like
has,
are more committed and like
Yeah.
have more of that, whereas guys don't care about anything.
they don't care about anything.
They don't care.
I believe he like already did some cryptic TikTok being like
My
I'm
God,
already
watch,
out
they're gonna
there.
get back together.
No, 100%. Like there's like
I'm
they're
like, is
beautiful-
this just to get us back into your all's little TikTok loop? Because I'm not gonna buy it this time.
They're
Y'all
just so
aren't on Dancing
beautiful
with the
together.
Stars.
That's probably what
They're gorgeous.
What it is.
They'll find somebody. She'll find somebody. She's 27.
You know who has found themselves, possibly, reportedly? Zoe Kravitz and Austin Butler. They're apparently growing close following his split with Kaya Gerber and her recent engagement ending to Channing Tatum. A source revealed that the caught-stealing co-stars are set to be in a movie together, have been spending time together over the past few weeks and get on very well. I do prefer the no.
Oh, yeah, over Noah Centineo. Yeah, absolutely.
Even though you're not an Austin Butler fan.
I'm whatever about Austin Butler's gorgeous. I'm not, like, I don't want to listen to him, but I think he's gorgeous. Hopefully he's lost the Elvis accent at this point. I'm sure he has. It's been a
Yeah.
couple. It's been a
He's
couple
been in
years to
Dune, I think.
detox. But Zoe Kravitz just on her game, girl. You gotta respect it. Gotta
We love that
respect
for
it.
them.
I love
there
that
has
for
been
her.
no pictures. We just know that there are co-stars. Or are they pulling that Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, Glenn Powell, and Sydney Sweeney?
Oh, like trying to like promote their movie by
Yeah.
seeming to. I mean, I don't know.
I don't hate
if
it.
he's there.
Well, let's move on to some reality TV. New Bravo series has been announced. It follows a group of friends featuring Real Housewife kids, celebrity kids, New York natives, and new faces as they navigate their careers and sometimes complicated personal life in front of the camera. Obviously, if you've seen the commercial and the trailer, the people that stand out the most, if you are into Bravo, is Gia Giudice, who is Teresa Giudice's daughter. She's in it. Brooks, I forgot his name, Meredith Brooks' son, he's in it. So he must be living in New York for like to shoot this. It's like and it's called Next Gen or Next Generation.
How old are they?
Easily older than 21, no older than 25.
Oh, okay. Got you. That's the age bracket.
Yeah. I feel old because like these like Gia, like she literally grew up on TV.
Oh, really?
Like she was basically born on.
Oh, really? Like that's how long she's been there?
Easily like a 7-year-old.
Oh, okay. I was like, is it kind of like the Jenners, like Kylie, like since they were like
basically.
little?
Not the other ones. The other ones, like the guy, he's the son of a housewife from Salt Lake, and Salt Lake only has like 3 to 5 years on air. So he's.
You didn't really see
relatively
him
new,
grow up. Are you gonna watch it?
I'm curious. I don't know.
Is it supposed to be like a Real Housewives
Like
type
maybe
thing?
like Summer House a little bit more.
Oh,
like Summer
okay.
House.
I want to start watching Summer House.
I do too.
Just because I keep seeing things that Paige DeSorbo says, and I'm like,
Paige,
wow, I feel
Sierra,
like
and
I would
Amanda.
absolutely love to watch this.
Yeah, so I really don't know. Like, if I would, maybe I'll follow it on TikTok, but I could just
see like what the reviews are.
Yeah, I
and
can already feel
going
like
from there.
Gio's going to be fighting for her spot there, causing some little drama, giving that Italian tude on there.
The Italian tude.
The Italian tude. So we also have Meghan Markle updates on this for this week. Her podcast has launched its first episode, and she also finally opened the shop within her for As Ever brand, where it's like jelly, teas. I think, honey, I could be making that sold out, guys. It sold out. Again, when people say that, you also don't know. Like, for all you know, they had 20 in stock, you know? But what I love, As Ever products, absolutely. I would love to try her jam.
Okay. Like, does she make the jam? Or does she just work with somebody?
She just works, but it's like organic, freshly like products. It looks so cute.
I need to see her
You need to
products.
figure it out. You need to see her products. But Meghan Markle is making headlines because, of course, in her new episode of her podcast, the way she introduces herself is bringing back up the whole, like, her last name. So Meghan Markle ditched her last name in the premiere episode of her new podcast. 1 month after going viral for telling Mindy Kaling she goes by Sussex now, The Confessions of a Female Founder, that's the name of the podcast, used only her first name to introduce herself. I'm Meghan, the 43-year-old said at the start of the episode. She had the CEO of Bumble on there, and they kind of address how life as a working mom after having kids. The founder of Bumble kind of brought up the conversation how Meghan had to take a picture for the media 2 days after giving birth, that iconic, like, here's my baby, and how she's like, I can't believe you were doing that. And she said, all I wanted to do is, like, be in my own little world. But, you know, she didn't talk bad or anything, but it's funny how the girl, like, brought it up, and she kind of, like...
I'm like, Kylie Kelsey's over here, like, the day after she gave birth, like, on a podcast, showing off the baby.
But that's basically your weekly Meghan Markle.
Your Meghan update.
I'm pro Meghan, so... whatever. I'll continue to put these stories for you guys. And then we are, I believe, wrapping up our headlines.
Staying on reality, though, and for Vanderpump.
Oh my gosh,
Vanderpump fans. Those of you who have been, well, I guess it's been a little bit quiet since the whole James Kennedy situation happened with his ex, Allie. She is, for the first time, speaking on the whole situation with Nick Viall. She was on his podcast this week where she basically was talking about the situation. She said that she went to Nikki Hilton, what's the mom's name? Kathy Hilton's party, and that she was working because she does astrology readings, and that James started getting really drunk at the party, but she was not with him at the time. And then when they were on their way back home, she called him out on being drunk as well as a friend. And then that's when he was like yelling really loudly outside their house and like being verbally abusive, and the police were called, and that's why they claimed that's why the whole arrest happened, was because of that situation. But she also mentioned that, you know, once the situation had already happened, that she got a call from Lisa Vanderpump. First, Lisa obviously asked like if she was okay or whatever, but then she was like, oh, do you think you'd give James a chance? Like kind of like vouching for James. And this is behavior that the Vanderpump cast has been kind of pointing out lately. Also, Sheena said that she only gets a call from Lisa whenever she needs something. And Katie Maloney was also on the Nick Viall podcast, and Nick Viall was asking her reaction to the whole Allie situation. And she said, you know, she's not surprised by Lisa's behavior because she had a similar thing happen to her when she was divorcing Tom. So seems like I think the question was posed, do you think that Lisa favors more of the men in situations rather than the women? She was just basically like, after the whole Scandal thing, it felt like she was just trying to be more on like, let's defend Tom and all this stuff. Like, she still cares, but it's like you could still see like where her kind of loyalty is.
I also see it, not that I'm making an excuse for, I also see her doing like PR control. Like if these kind of allegations are in a cast member that brings in content for you, like there's a chance that you're gonna be kind of pressured to let them go if accusations like that are so serious and are true. So it's kind of like, oh no, like everything's fine, guys, just move along.
But that's the latest on the
on
VP cast.
The VPR class, right? Vanderpump Rules?
Yes.
Okay. We also have Mr. Are you a fan of Ed Sheeran? I don't think I've ever asked you
I like
that.
Ed Sheeran. I like his
Well,
music.
he's best known for pop music. He has expressed interest now in transitioning into country music and has taken steps to explore that genre. He has moved to Nashville, performed with country artists like Luke Combs, Chris Stapleton, and co-wrote a song for country star Kenny Chesney.
Okay. He was also on the Call Her Daddy podcast this week. I did not listen.
It him? I did not know. I didn't even know, and I feel like I get all her ads.
I think that he mentioned like his friendship with Taylor Swift, but I don't know. It was just like being probably like something like
that would have been thrown at our faces.
I know, if it was something crazy, it would have been.
Sticking with music news, we have Jennifer Lopez will be returning as the host for the American Music Awards a decade after doing so for the first time. The 55-year-old Bronx native is also scheduled to perform at the fan-voted award show that's set to air live from Las Vegas on Memorial Day, May 26.
J-Lo's back in the spotlight.
We're getting her back.
You will never not see her in it.
I think this is so interesting. So 50 years after SNL, Saturday Night Live, introduced a trailblazing late night sketch series to American audience, we just celebrated the 50 years a couple weeks ago. They had that special. Comedy fans across the pond will soon be hearing live from London. It's Saturday nights on their TVs. Saturday Night Live UK is currently in development in a partnership between Sky and NBC. I hope it's funnier than the American
one that we have right now. I mean, I'm sure. I hope that they use their wit and their grit
and their.
I'm pretty sure they could probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure their censorship is probably way different over there.
And
I don't know, because they got all weird. They got all weird with Sabrina Carpenter's performance.
I don't think they like raunchy. I think they're more like
rude, funny.
Yeah.
I have no
serious topics. But
but they.
uncensored.
Yeah, that seems exciting. I
would love to
see.
Imagine if you're a comedian in London.
That's I didn't even realize it's not even an original concept. Like, you can literally do it anywhere.
No one else has
exactly. I'm like, the fact that it took 50 years for another country to be like, maybe we should do it. Like, sketch comedy on TV is not groundbreaking things, you know? I don't know.
I'm interested. You got my attention. And also, the last thing that has my attention is Coachella is happening this weekend. We are getting Coachella weekend #1. I do not remember any of the headlines.
Well, the headliners, Yoseline, let me tell you, we have Lady Gaga headlining on Friday. An update, I did listen to her Mayhem album, loved it, loved Garden of Eden. I can't really name all the other songs, but I was a fan. I listened to it. Green Day is going to be headlining Saturday, and Post Malone on Sunday. But there's so many other artists like Missy Elliott, Benson Boone, the Marias, Lisa, and Jenny are going to each individually perform. They're from Blackpink. You know, who else is on here? Charlie XCX. We got Clairo. We've got Megan Thee Stallion, Zed, Biba Doobie. Just the works. We're already seeing some celebrities heading to Coachella. I saw pictures of Hailey Bieber driving Justin and his friends around on a golf cart. So we've already started to see the Biebers head towards Coachella. I'm sure your whole Instagram feed is going to be everything Coachella this weekend.
I love to see Coachella's outfit. So there's been this big change recently where I think a couple years, maybe last year, 2 years ago, no more than 2 years, some influencers said that they had picked out their outfit for like months, planned this outfit, and then she's like, and then Kendall Jenner just shows up in a white
jeans and a t-shirt.
And it
changed the whole vibe of Coachella. No, literally.
So I am excited to see what's happening.
What is the trend this year? Is there going to be another moment where it's like, remember all those influencers went to that one thing and like they all...
Oh, the line, yeah.
I'm intrigued. What's going to happen at Coachella this year?
How do you feel about when there's lines and they're like, show us how many followers you get, and you get to be in a shorter line?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
But that's how the world is. I know that Maya Hawke did an interview a long time recently, basically saying when she was getting cast, casting directors ask what your Instagram following is, and if you're not active, you need to be active because that makes you get roles. Guys, what? That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But speaking of you said Justin Bieber was seen.
Bieber.
He's already causing some headlines out of Coachella. I just found a little one. He kind of got into a dispute with a paparazzi, just yelling at them that all they care about is the money. And this is just, some behavior that's being questionable. Two things that we want to address is that Justin Bieber has exited his Drew House fashion brand 6 years after its launch, saying that he actually posted online, telling people not to buy from this brand. He also posted some really, unfortunate post on there.
Weird.
It's a screenshot of him FaceTiming Stevie Wonder, and the caption on it says, "This fool never sees my FaceTimes."
What? Justin.
It's getting again this like weird behavior that people
and
have
this is
been
our
reporting.
topic. This is us getting into the topic of Justin Bieber. It's just, it's such weird posts. I don't know. I can't even. I'm like, let me just get into this one thing I saw on TikTok today. Allegedly, Candace Owens made a post or something that she is getting documentation that there is a targeted attack against Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, basically trying to create a rift between them because it's rumored that Justin is trying to get out of the music industry, and the powers that be within the music industry do not want that to happen. So they hired Stephanie PR, the one who was involved in the whole Justin Baldoni takedown. They hired her to start putting out these articles and all of these things to get, people to just talk negatively about Hailey and Justin, to create this rift so that Justin stays in the music industry. I don't know how true that is, though. That's conjecture.
So I'm reading these articles saying that even in Justin Baldoni's complaint, they kind of use Hailey as an example of like smear campaigns. There's also that influencer who used to be on Too Hot to Handle, I think, Francesca Farago.
Yes.
She claims that she and other influencers have been offered money to promote negatively Hailey Bieber and her products.
Oh, wow. Okay, so then it's true.
And she says that she didn't accept it. She's like, even though it would be like a little like lame, like what can I say? Like, oh, I don't like her lipstick. She said that like, what's the point of like just bashing someone? And she said that it was when she had just given birth, and she had given birth. She's like, I'm not going to be part of tearing down another like new mom. So this is bringing more into light.
So it may be tracking the fact that there is a campaign against, a social media campaign against the Biebers to try to split them up. Candace Owens says that she has received verifiable documentation that is the case, which, I mean, I think it was like a perfect storm of things because Selena had just released her album. Obviously, the natural conversation whenever Selena Gomez is brought up is Justin Bieber. And then it's just kind of like, I mean, I don't know, like, I want to know who is the source, who is the music industry person that is being like, all right,
we need Justin.
Start rumors.
Do you think it's these allegations that it would only mean that Hailey is trying to veer him into a specific lane, like be more family-oriented. You don't have to focus on music. So if they're able to split them up, someone else can come in and take over his head. Like, that just makes me think he's easily
manipulated.
Influenced. He's not.
It's upsetting, and it's strange because we have seen him working on music, but I'm just like, is he being like, I feel like this is forced, I don't want to do it anymore, and they're like, let's split you guys up so you
Yeah.
can do it.
Take you away from
We're
your
gonna
baby.
start saying that Haley's a stalker. Like, honestly, that isn't even anything like super like Haley's a stalker. Like,
Aren't we all stalkers?
we're all stalkers at some point in our lives, let's be honest. But
She said it here first.
I'm not one.
I'm not one. Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, that's the latest on Justin Bieber. We'll see how Coachella pans out. We're already getting updates
see.
on
They
that.
like to go to Coachella. I feel like
Oh, they go to
always,
Coachella all the time.
Yeah, and speaking of like smear campaigns, you know, the mother of all smear campaign allegations, Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, one cast member that you probably don't remember who they are, is speaking out about these allegations, and his theory or his side of the story is kind of poking holes at Blake Lively's complaint. So, let me find this. Okay, so we have an actor who played the doctor who delivered Blake Lively's character, Lily's baby, in the pivotal hospital scene. If you look back, Blake's complaint mentions that specific scene, that, you know, this semi-nude scene was just thrown in last minute. She felt uncomfortable that the doctor was a
Baldoni's friend.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And that a local actor should have been just cast for that, because that's what usually happens for these small parts. And she just felt uncomfortable that, what a coincidence that the director's friend is in between her leg scene, same with close to her private area. So he goes on to say in this interview, saying that he maintains that everything that occurred when they filmed was above board. In response to Lively's claim that she was nearly nude, he alleges her costume included a full hospital gown, black shorts, and a torso covering prosthetic to make her look like she was pregnant, in addition to whatever personal garment she chose. He further goes on to claim that she never complained or expressed any discomfort at any point, because nothing unusual or inappropriate happened there. It was entirely professional experience. He goes on to say that her claims that this role should have been given to a local actor, it's funny because he's more offended to that, saying that, like, I have the credits to get this job, and I am considered a local actor. I'm from New York, like, and I went
to school. I
to
studied
school,
at
I went to
UCLA.
Broadway. He even says, like, I live in New York. I followed all the, like, the SAG protocol where I signed a contract, and I don't get paid.
He paid his own expenses.
Yeah, I don't get
Yeah.
paid to
He didn't get paid for that experience. He had to pay his own.
Yeah, like, you just get paid for your time. It's not like they fly you out and they, like, put you up in a hotel room like the big actors do. You are literally a local actor where you just show up and get paid for what you do. You don't get accommodation. So he's just pointing out that fact. And it's funny because
It's like, I'm personally offended,
He's
though,
more
that you're not
offended,
calling
yeah.
me an actor.
that he didn't deserve the role, basically. He never, in
The
this
role
article,
of gynecologist.
I guess this article never really mentions if him and Justin Baldoni are friends or not. I'm pretty sure they know each other, just like the nurse in that scene is his wife. He always puts his wife in as something. I really don't know. Like, and this is
like,
the first time we're hearing from someone that was on the set.
Yeah, no, and it's just kind of like, why me? I would also be like, out of all the people you could have brought up, like, why was I and then to insult me even further by saying I can't even act.
I shouldn't have gotten
Ma'am, maybe you can't act.
Yeah, but that's a little...
That's an update on the whole thing. Aside from that, we haven't really heard much else about the case. It's been pretty quiet. I don't know if that means something is going to happen, because whenever it gets quiet, guys, that's not a good thing.
It either means two things. No, I don't know, actually. It either means that something big is coming, or they're like...
trying to, like, maybe purposefully mute the conversations because they maybe want to end it. Do you think he would just be like, you know what? I think we've all kind of...
I think... I yawn, sorry, guys. I think... because I know him so well, I don't know. But I think if Justin Baldoni were to do an outside of the courtroom settlement, it's gonna have to include an apology.
Yes.
Public apology from the Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way. I will not let him accept anything else. Like, I don't even think he wants the money.
No, yeah, he just
Maybe
wants
he does.
them.
I don't know who would work with. Like, I don't know who would work with either of them.
No, yeah, it's like either say sorry or we're gonna continue this till the court. We're gonna take it to court.
Yeah, unless there's something that she has on him. But she's so persistent on the sexual harassment.
I feel like she's already
allegation.
played all her cards, though. I don't think she has any cards to play anymore.
I feel like the Jenny Slate thing did not help her case at all and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't think the judge has put a gag order on anything. There must be a reason as to why.
I think they wanted
shut
to
down.
play out in the court of public opinion.
And that's unfortunately the most popular.
I
I
don't
don't say
know.
important, but it weighs a lot.
At the end of the
It
day,
carries a lot
whether
of
you win in
weight.
court or not, the people are going to still have their opinions.
Yeah, because the
regardless.
judge could be like, you did everything.
Sorry.
Wow, Brenda.
Sorry.
The court, maybe the people on like their headphones are like,
I'm so sorry, guys.
the people in the court could say, hey, Justin, you were right, you were wrong. But sometimes people don't agree with the law. So it still is a public opinion of what should.
That's why I think some kind of settlement is going to be reached. I don't know. I fear that might happen.
No, take it to the court.
Take it to the court.
And take the cameras in there. But yeah, and then our final big top headline, we have Miss Gabby Windey is firing back at her ex-boyfriend, Clayton Echard, after he accused her of bullying him over a dance video. Well, the Bachelor Nation alum took to Instagram earlier this week where he pointed a finger at Gabby, claiming her comments mocking his dancing during a recent appearance on Las Culturistas podcast was bullying, after she joked that the clips will, quote, make you run and you'll wish you didn't have eyes.
Sorry. I cracked up
that's
when
so
she
funny.
said that.
He went on social media, called her a bully, and then she responded saying, what audacity you have to call me a bullying after what you put me through. If you're not familiar with her season, he basically outed her and Rachel.
Did you watch it?
I did. He
Yeah.
basically outed, there was 3 girls. The girl he ends up being in love with,
Susie.
and Susie, and picking, she didn't want to be intimate with him because it was like not against her beliefs. Fair. But he basically fesses up to be like, oh, I was intimate with like these 2 other girls, and he said that publicly without letting them know that he was going to share with the national television that he had slept with them. Of course, people say, well, he didn't say what like intimate means, and she's like, you can infer what he meant.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact that all of a sudden she's being portrayed as the villain, she kind of, claps back at him saying, like, you literally put our personal, intimate relationship and exposed me and Rachel to the nation. I'm pretty sure I could basically call you a toe. I think
I can call you
I think what makes me cringe more is all the other Bachelor people commenting on his bullying claim video support for him.
No, really?
Yeah, that's
the
guy.
first I heard of that.
Yeah, so
Who?
the guy that ends up with Becca.
Oh
his
my
name?
gosh, yes. Thomas?
Thomas.
Tom?
He says
Thomas.
his comment was funny. It says like, if you were a toe, I'd paint you first, which is funny. And then some other guy. There was a girl that was like, way to speak up, or like, so, and I'm just like, stop it. Stop it.
Okay,
You guys
so
are all
apparently
jealous.
Clayton is like, I don't know, he's a dancer now. If you want to see his videos, I
don't
don't
even
know.
want to comment because he's probably going to call us bullies.
But they're hard to watch. Apparently, he's been getting more into dancing. Like, it's his thing now. I don't know. It's just so.
He's the one that had
And
that
it's kind
weird
of like-
Reddit thing, right?
I have no idea.
So
The rumors of him having a baby with somebody else.
Yeah. Like this-
It's just like he's had just such weird like internet lore attached to him, and like dancing is just another one of those things.
After Gabby, I will say after Gabby clapped back at him, I believe he then screenshotted text message or DMs, not text messages. They don't have each other's number. DMs he sent to Gabby kind of prove like we're all good. So he sends this long I think this first message was from before this happened. He like writes like 3 or 4 paragraphs, and she's like, I'm busy, what's up? And then he's like, hey, let's talk it out. I'd love to meet up with you. And it's like, or let's talk it out. She's like, you called me? It was like 1-word answers. And then finally, he kind of is insinuating, like, no, Gabby and I are cool, but
Bro, you started the war with somebody who is like the most beloved person in the nation right now.
I think it's just
like
haters.
You think that people were gonna actually side with you.
I think it's just haters, and I'm like,
and that's why she's a lesbian now.
Yeah, I think
because
it's so
of
funny.
the Claytons of the world. I don't know, but Gabby probably can give you some advice. She was a dancer for a long time, so you might want to heed some of her notes or whatever that is.
I do find it very funny that it was just got to this, and like then people have the audacity to be like, yeah, you tell her, Clayton.
Watch, these people are the same people who are going to be kissing her ass like later.
Yeah, so we'll see how that
Gabby
goes.
stands here.
Gabby, obviously, Gaggy.
Gaggies. All right, now let's get into this White Lotus finale. That was honestly the true conversation piece of the week because it was not only reactions, but can I actually add some White Lotus drama that's been going on?
Yes, I do have some too.
So apparently, allegedly, I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, yeah. I'll let you talk about the Woody
Oh yeah, I have you want me to start with
stuff.
That one?
Yeah.
So last week we told you about how, and maybe it was 2 weeks ago, the executive producer came out saying that the pay that everyone gets and how they pay everyone equally because it's just how they've rolled since season 1. It was insinuated that Woody Harrelson had been offered the role of Rick, but that he had reached out to the CEO/president Warner Brothers to get more pay, but they just wouldn't budge on it, and he didn't accept the project. He's coming out saying, he's clearing that up, and he said that I was set to do White Lotus, very excited. Unfortunately, their production schedule shifted and conflicted with a pre-planned family vacation, forcing me to make an extremely hard decision. Things must be meant to be, though, because I don't think I couldn't have done a fantastic job as Sam, who is killing it. But yeah, it's funny that he like came out to say that. I think he wants to.
I think he didn't want to be seen as somebody who just wanted more money.
And I think he wants to be in another season.
Probably, but I love Woody Harrelson, so if that was his reason, I'll believe you.
I'll believe you too.
I'll believe you. I love you.
I think he's at a point in his career that he will, like, he's more for the arts right
now. Yeah, no,
and
it kind of seemed out of. Not that I know the guy, but it seemed like out of character for him to want more money. I'm like, Woody Harrelson's just happy to be at the party all the time.
But because was he in True Detective season 1?
Was he what?
True Detectives? Was he in season 1? I'm pretty sure he probably didn't get paid a lot for that because they didn't know how much it was going to get.
He seems like a really great person.
But we have other drama.
But also, other drama. So the person who plays Rick, what's his name again?
Sam, right?
No.
Oh no, he
was supposed to play Sam Rockwell's character, right?
So this means Harrelson is saying that he's playing Sam Rockwell's character, not
Rick. So Rick, the guy who plays Rick.
It's like Goglin or something.
Yes, Walter Hoggins or something like that. And allegedly his co-star Amy Liu, that they unfollowed each other on social media after the airing of the finale. So everyone noticed how close they were throughout the whole press. He would always speak so highly of her and she of him. But eagle-eyed fans noticed that after the finale aired that they no longer followed each other on social media.
Maybe it's the glitch Hailey Bieber had.
Maybe, guys, you're hearing it here first.
Maybe.
It was a glitch.
It's funny because of the whole thing that Isaac had said about, like, some people did get along, some others. I felt like they got along.
No, yeah. And he literally always praises her. In every interview I've heard, he's like, yeah, like, her and I connected right away. And, like, all the comments are like, do you have a wife? But she actually passed away a long time ago.
So that was another thing that when his wife passed away, like 13 years ago, he went to Thailand to rediscover, find peace. And he said that it was a trippy experience playing a character that goes to Thailand to find peace. And then on his first day of shooting, it's at the bridge that he went to. He said that.
Yes. I don't really think much into that. I don't even know if they followed each other to begin with. I'm pretty sure they did because they were, but I don't think there's a rift because they're equally posting love for each other all the time. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but Let's get into this finale, guys. It was quite the finale, very divisive. People are for or against the whole season and how it ended. What do you think of everything?
I liked the ending. I expected the ending, but I think it comes like when people are like, oh, we figured it out, it was what it was. I think it's just because the more seasons you I guess have the same writer and same director, you learn their little clues, and I think it's just easier to figure out. We figured, spoiler alert, we had talked about Chelsea's character being the one who dies, and I did not expect the Rick part of it.
I kind of had a feeling
until the last episode when she's like, if something bad happens to you, it happens to me. We're meant to be, and I'm like, it did throw me off guard when they're like, when Lachlan was dying. I'm like, oh my God, there's gonna be like 3.
I know, but I was like, watch, they're gonna let this kid come back to life, and sure enough,
first of
the
all,
kid with all the problems lives.
So I was a little sad that he lived. I felt that Saxon had to basically, like, I ended up liking Saxon's character.
Yeah.
He had a true character development where he was this douchey guy who only cared about money. He went through trauma that could easily be sexual assault. And then he was finding peace by whatever books Chelsea let him borrow. So I felt like if Lachlan would have died, it would just bring this like sense of no one needs to know this happened.
Yeah.
And then when he survives,
I don't know how he survived that. He drank the whole thing.
Yeah, but it was just like a little bit of it.
But it's like, PSA, guys, wash stuff. Like, why is this fool? It's a mess in the blender. And he's like, you know what? Why not?
The coconut milk is off. The coconut milk is off.
First of all, I was like,
I thought
Lucius Malfoy is not killing his family now.
You know what's so crazy is the fact that we all knew how he was deciding who to kill without him saying. Just by that's great acting. Just by the face, just by the questions you're asking.
It's like, you're not 21.
I also screamed when Saxon is like, don't worship me conversation they had.
Oh yeah, where he's like, I'm just a pleaser.
I was just like,
what is wrong with you?
I also don't. These are like little things that I have like a gripe with. Is why was that necessary then? If there was no ending to that connection, the 3 siblings like being weird with each other. My other like Mook. So she was literally nothing.
Literally pointless.
And then I saw a funny tweet where it said that. So you're telling me we could have like less scenes of Mook telling Guy Talk to be a man and seeing like another storyline, like
Piper losing her virginity to Zion. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, so it really, I think that one, the Mook one, and then the Russian guys.
But also like with Mook, like, girl, you're happier when the guy's about to commit murder than this guy being about peace. Like, you're the problem, girl.
And it's crazy how I was telling someone else at work that I really do think I used to think the topic or the thing for the season was lust. Now I'm kind of thinking greed, because they were so greedy, not necessarily with money, but with power. Like Guy Talk literally, pushed aside his beliefs as a Buddhist about peace and nonviolence to get the girl and to get a higher job. Piper discovered herself that, she is a spoiled little princess.
When she was like, my moment was when I saw that their food wasn't organic. I'm like, are you serious?
I'm like, it's not organic. You'd think it'd be so organic. Like,
I know, right?
Rick, I believe he found peace, and then he got greedy and went back for more, and that's where it happened. I
definitely saw like a lot of posts like objective or perspectives of it, just like being the shift of how you let your peace. I don't know what it was. Somebody had a great explanation similar to yours, where it's like it's hard to identify the specific 7 deadly sins that was in this one, because I feel like all of them, a lot can be at play with this season.
Or unless he plays with all of them at once. I don't know.
But I think what was beautiful, and a lot of people are pointing out that this was a storyline that, you know, needs more attention, was Lori her whole monologue about how, like, you know, for her whole life she's been trying to chase things, and she's thought she'd get fulfillment from being a mother, from having a great job.
And she has.
But, like, it's just, like, it's what it is just time. And, like, I thought her whole monologue was beautiful, and just to see that they, you know, we all have had those friend trips where you absolutely hate each other the entire time, then, like, the end, you're just like, well, I kind of love you.
I love them for who they are.
I kind of love you still. Like, you're my friends, regardless.
And it's so funny how they're on the boat back out, and they
like,
just...
nothing ever happened, dude.
Not like...
Like, there was a mass murder in that place. They killed the most people in this season. They killed the two, Chelsea, Rick, his dad.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
We found out it was his dad. Who else died? Didn't other people die? A lot of people died. I felt like.
Oh, I mean, like, innocent bystanders, but none of the main characters. I will say Belinda kind of broke my heart with the thing.
That was another thing.
That's
you know how, like,
another
you
great-
choose comfort over peace. Like, she's choosing the comfort of money instead of trying, like, the peace of, like, you know, starting a new business with somebody and all of these things. It's like making choices over the other, which I thought was interesting. But yeah,
She Tanya'd him.
I know. But it's like, I would take the money too, and I would have been like, come with me. I have $5 million.
I think I would have been like, I have $5 million. No, I wouldn't say I have $5 million. I'm just joking. I think I would have been like, let me settle stuff. I'll call you up in a year.
Give me a minute.
I will say that she probably, like, her going through the experience with Tanya promising, it seemed more realistic because it was obviously Tanya was a billionaire. So that being taken away from her probably was more hurtful because it's like, well, you know she has the money. This was like a situation where I think it was more of her because they were intimate and they thought it was a love connection too.
Yeah.
Her son and her doing the bidding, negotiations was pretty crazy. How they went back and forth and how she pretended to be this, like, person with morals, and then he's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Close it. Like, just go back there and close it." And Greg Gary continues to be alive, and
He continues with his stuff.
I thought it was funny when Zahn was like, that's 1% of your whole fortune. Like, how many years do you have left?
Literally.
The fact that he just wanted to
I'm
give her...
so happy that they went for the $5 mil, because I'm like, yeah, she was a billionaire. Like, you don't have $5 million to spare.
He's like, how many years do you have left in you? And I'm like...
So, overall, compared to season 1, 2, 3, what do you think of this season?
I still think 2 is the good one.
Yeah.
I think I still prefer 2 over it.
And that's what the whole debate is. People are just saying it's because the second one was way flashier and had so much more thing. But I'm like, I don't know. It's just like the energy was just different.
I think season 3 was an improved version of season 1. It was a lot of dynamic of families. You also have to think about, I think, even though there were groups, I think there was less storylines to follow in season 2. It was just like Tanya, obviously, the 2 couples with Aubrey, the dad, the grandparents, with the son, the grandparent, the grandson, and then the 2 strippers.
Yes.
They weren't
and that
strippers,
Portia
prostitutes.
girl who was just kind of like
in and out. It's like 5. Here you had Mook and Guy Talk. You had the Russians. Well, kind of. The Russians were a sub. You had Belinda. You had Gary. You had the Ratcliffes with like 3 or 5 individual storylines. Then you had the 3 friends with like their individual strong characters. So I think it was a better version of season 1, which I think was the closest to as many characters.
Yeah.
There was just a lot
many
going
subplots
on.
going on at the same time.
And then Rick and Chelsea. That was another storyline. And then we have Sam Rockwell.
Oh my gosh, yes, I didn't even realize how many. And then like
son, or
the parent, like his dad and like her
the
whole
pop
life.
Star. Then we have the hotel staff.
That's what a lot of people are pointing out this season. The manager wasn't one of the main characters this season, as they have been in the last 2 seasons. Which
I thought he was gonna have something.
He was just kind of like an annoyance.
He was so annoying. He was like, I'm going to perform.
That's literally all he would ever say is
That's
like,
all he
I'm
cared
going
about.
to perform.
But yeah, that's basically it.
That's the chapter on White Lotus.
I think we'll see season 4 in like 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we'll still be reviewing this
see
show
if we'll
in
be.
the future. But yeah, it's worth the watch if you ever watch White Lotus. They're already all out, so you can just binge watch it, and you don't have to wait every week like we did.
I think we now have to find a new show to review.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know what would be a good one.
I don't know. Maybe I'll get into that Formula One one. But that's a lot to get into.
It's a lot to get into. I think it's more of things.
Yeah.
If you have recommendations, let us know what shows we should be watching on a weekly. What's the show? What is going to replace White Lotus?
The Last of Us.
Oh.
Did you ever watch The Last of Us? You don't like scary stuff, do you? Okay, then you wouldn't like it.
I don't like scary.
I'm excited for The Last of Us.
The zombie thing, I'm just like, whatever.
Zombies.
Get creative. But we'll find something. We'll find something.
All right. Well, that's it for us, y'all. You all have all the updates on what was happening this week. Hope you have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.